latitude 0, longitude 0. Speaking from the center of the world, Ghana. This is where we are. This is the center of Pan-Africanism, moving black people forward, uniting us on the same platform, telling the stories that concerns us. Boom! Zo TV Talking Points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned.
Boom, 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 boom. Yes, another fresh episode coming your way. You know, my last episode, the guy said that when you choose the path to become African, then your suffering begins in Africa. Just because that people don't want you to be African. They want you to just be in this whole confused, whatever way they have put us. I have a very special, matured person in the house who is going to take us on a life journey as Africans. What we need to do, what we should be doing, what we should be aware of. A lot of things that, is missing out of our system. Something you can never get in our books. You will never go to any school for you to be given those sort of lessons. That is what Zo TV is about. Do not change the dial. The frequency is Zo TV Talking Point. I am going to just leave the floor for my special man in the house to introduce himself. My man, please introduce yourself.
Thank you. Kofi Asare.
Kofi Asare.
People call me Dr. Kofi Asare because because if you service a car, you are a mechanic.
Yeah.
And I also service people.
Okay.
So I'm a doctor.
All right. You service human beings.
Human beings.
Okay.
So it isn't like a combination of academic writings that gave me a PhD and a doctor.
Okay.
It's my work.
All right.
Because like I say in all my travels in Africa, the authenticity of a healer is in the work he does and not the amount of papers he has accumulated.
All right.
You see. So in short, that is how they call me Dr. Kofi Asare.
All right.
So people should not get annoyed. We are not coming to take their job.
Okay. So will you call yourself at the same time like a herbalist or?
Yes, I'm a herbalist, and probably you can describe me as a master herbalist because I teach a lot of other herbalists in my apprenticeship program.
Okay.
Because immediately you hit what they call retirement age, 60 years, you don't retire. You just swap jerseys.
Okay.
From the working class to the teaching class.
All right.
So I don't see it as retirement because at that stage you have accumulated so much knowledge, you have to impart it to other people.
Okay.
So my greatest desire now is to impart the little I've accumulated within about 40 years of continuous research into African healing science and nutrition.
African healing science and nutrition.
Yes.
So you have a lot of ideas about plants in general.
Yes.
Okay.
At least as far as this area of the world, West Africa is concerned.
Okay.
Because I've also stayed in Liberia before. I taught at the College of West Africa.
Okay.
In 79.
Okay.
I stayed in Liberia for 6 years.
All right.
I ran away before the war.
The war came. So tell us a little bit about your background, because for you to be able to teach at the, how do you call it, what college did you say?
College of West Africa.
Yes.
It's not the University of West Africa.
Yeah, so that means that at least
Ashmore Street.
Okay. So at least you have some kind of educational background. So then
yes, I'm a trained teacher.
A trained teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have done a lot of self-education as well.
Okay.
I read
a lot.
Especially when I was young, I was a prolific reader.
Okay.
In fact, there was a bookshop in Central Monrovia that every Friday when they see me, they are happy because they know I'm coming to buy books. You see, and I started preparing myself for this time.
Okay.
Because I know that after 60 years in Ghana, you are expected to be a pensioner. But can you receive a pension that will take you home? It may not even pay your trotro.
Okay.
So I think my life then is something that the youth can also learn about.
All right.
Plan for the time that you will be old.
Yeah.
With sufficient or enough functional knowledge.
Okay.
That will be able to keep you and will be able to help society as well. So I was doing a lot of research. In fact, I did a lot of research into even the mystical ways of health.
Mystical ways
of health.
Of health.
Because
okay.
I interviewed some people from the Pele tribe in Liberia, and they said they have a certain belt that if you put, a woman puts on her waist.
Yeah, the belt.
A belt. She will never get pregnant. Even if she hangs it just under the bed.
She'll never get pregnant.
Yes.
Just a common belt.
Yeah, mystical way of family planning.
Okay.
So it isn't that our people were so backward, they didn't know anything about family planning.
All right.
Then how were they spacing children? And I did some work also asking some few people from some tribes in northern Togo, which they said, and Benin, said there is a ring the woman can put on her finger. And that ring alone will not let her become pregnant.
Okay. And it doesn't have any side effects?
No.
Okay.
I think, I believe, because it was on the ring finger.
Okay.
And I believe it has something to do with our general psychic movement.
Okay.
But I read something about psychology from Japan, where they said in Japan, with that mystical knowledge of psychology, they can go and bless the machines in their factories.
Okay.
To produce good products.
All right.
If you do it in Africa, they will tell you, oh, it's fetish, if you do is this.
Yeah.
But I think energy is like electricity. If you plug it to the freezer, it will be extra cold.
Yeah.
If you plug it to the stove, it can burn you. So I don't see anything wrong with energy, and I don't see why people try to put negative connotations on anything that an African practices.
Yeah.
So we need to change our mindset towards ourselves.
Yeah.
We are swimming in an ocean of self-hate and self-defeatism.
Yeah.
If an African does something, everybody start knocking his head to say, oh, do you think this is right? Do you think this will be acceptable? Acceptable by who?
Acceptable by who?
I started a campaign against breakfast when I saw that breakfast was a very, very bad thing.
Breakfast?
Yes.
To have breakfast?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
so we shouldn't eat in the morning?
I dared, you can eat in the morning.
Okay.
I dared every Ghanaian to show me one tribe in Ghana who have an equivalent for the word breakfast.
Oh, okay. So you mean Western breakfast?
Yes.
Because now I think breakfast will be taken in a different way. Because people now use breakfast as just a name for them to eat. So somebody could just eat banku or kukote in the morning. That will still be breakfast. But I think you are talking about Western system of breakfast.
And whether it's Western or Eastern,
okay.
I said breakfast was wrong. The word itself is a misnomer.
Okay.
But you see, because nobody have challenged it for all these years, they will be telling you, oh, Kofi is in all the medical books. The medical books, did they drop from the hands of God? Human beings like me and you wrote them.
Okay.
So Africans, are we saying that we shall always be beggars, even in the world of science, that we cannot bring anything authentic? Breakfast was wrong because when you go to bed, you don't go to fast. you go to bed to rest.
Okay.
And at a certain point where you are sleeping, you become unconscious. That's why our ancestors say in the P language that Unimuwa Shena. How can an unconscious person claim to be fasting?
Okay.
And during the time you are sleeping, digestion is slowed down and assimilation of nutrients is enhanced. So scientifically, a person should wake up in the morning feeling strong and not feeling hungry.
Okay. At what time or at what point is the person supposed to eat? Do you have like a timeline for it, or is that when you feel hungry?
Exactly.
Yes.
We are not supposed, God did not create us to eat by the hand of a clock.
Okay.
We have an internal clock in us.
All right.
When you are hungry, nobody will tell you you are hungry.
Yes.
Okay. And if you wake up in the morning and you eat cooked food too early, you become lethargic. Sometimes you cannot even work again.
Yeah.
But when you wake up in the morning, like where I come from, it's a farming area. We walk sometimes for 8 kilometers to go to farm. And all you can take is you scoop some water from a stream and drink, and you keep walking.
Yeah.
You go and work, and probably you eat some ripe pawpaw or some banana.
Yeah. So you eat when you are hungry.
Yes.
You just don't eat because there is a clock on it.
Yes.
Okay. I know what you mean. Let me just go back again. So when you were a teacher, what subject did you study?
I started teaching right from the primary school.
Okay. So
Very young children.
So you were teaching.
Until when I went to the college, I was now teaching English language and literature.
Oh, okay.
That's what I taught at the College of West Africa.
Okay, so you didn't do anything based on specialization in the plant life or herbal life or all that. So what was your quest? How did you become so good at what you are saying? How did you become a herbalist?
I think I became a herbalist both spiritually and physically. Spiritually because I know in Ghana and in most African countries, healing runs through families.
Okay.
Right now, if you travel and go to a certain village and your child is sick, they can easily point out to you that, oh, go to this side of the village, you see Papa so, or Mommy so.
Yeah.
He or she is so good in children because she has done it over and over again and has proven him or herself.
Yeah.
It is not like this time that people need to be authenticated because of the various papers they have that, oh, I've done this, I've done that. In the African educational system, which is mainly apprenticeship,
yeah,
you prove yourself by what you can do.
Yes.
And not what a paper says you can do.
Yeah.
So, like I always tell a lot of people, my story is fascinating that if I were to be in another country apart from an African country, it would have been a case study for people.
Okay.
Because my grandfather, who was a very strong herbalist, and a spiritualist.
Yeah.
According to my mother, I never met him.
Okay.
My mother said my grandfather told him that the work he is doing is complicated and it looks like she can't do it. But she is going to bring forth a male child who is going to take off from where he is living.
Okay.
And lo and behold, I'm my mother's first child. And the day I was born, certain things even happened at our shrine. You see this royal python snake.
A python snake?
Yes.
Okay.
People always believe that it sends messages.
Okay.
According to them, when I was born and I was 8 months old, the python came to come and play with me, and all the people who were anti-African spirituality were ready to go and bring guns to come and shoot the animal.
Okay.
And then my grand uncle, who was at the shrine, sent a message immediately to the crowd gathered over there that the Togbe has come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they usually call it Togbe.
Yeah. Has come to prove a certain message that this boy is coming to do a certain work. Okay, and that is the work I'm doing now, the herbal work.
All right.
See.
So you mean that basically it runs through your family?
Yes.
So that is where you learn most of the things from?
Yes.
Oh.
My granduncles were and I also used to watch them because at the shrine, we have a certain festival, a rain festival in our area. It's so.
What festival?
A rain festival.
Oh, rain festival.
Which is so powerful.
Okay.
And 40 days before that festival, they ate only ackee and pepper.
Ackee and pepper?
Yes.
Yeah, but if Jamaicans are watching, you know what ackee is, right? Yeah, because I know that fruit is very popular among Jamaicans, ackee.
It was got from West Africa here.
Yeah.
And so as I even reached secondary school, I used
Sorry, let's just give the English name for ackee. What's the English name for ackee?
No, it's ackee.
Ackee, that's it.
Yeah, everywhere is ackee.
Everywhere is ackee.
A-C-K-E-E.
Okay. All right, cool.
And I used to call it the food of the gods.
Food of the gods.
That's how I nicknamed it, because I believed it is so rich in nutrients. Because how can they eat? They say they taught us in school we should have balanced diet.
Yeah.
How can you eat only one thing for about 40 days and you don't get a sickness from a deficiency?
Okay, so the entire village, you will eat that for 40 days?
No.
Or the shrine?
The shrine people.
The people in the shrine?
Yes.
Okay.
And I tell you, after the 40 days, when they come and they are doing their incantations, the afternoon can be as dry as something. My granduncle can just raise their hand like this and then say the rain is coming. And it will rain cats and dogs.
Wow.
You see.
This is something you have witnessed. It's not that somebody is telling you or anything.
No. So, from that childhood days, I saw that no, there is a power in this thing. And I reached secondary school and I used to hear about what they call white magic, black magic. I laugh.
Okay.
So it means that any form of mystical energy that we use as black people or melanated people must be condemned as being bad.
Okay.
Which I think is wrong.
Yeah. Why did you go to Liberia?
Just 25 years. I went to Liberia not because I want to make a lot of money like all the other people were living for greener pastures.
Okay.
I went to Liberia because I wanted a peace of mind. I think I was being frustrated by the system.
Okay, the system of education.
Yes.
In Ghana.
Because I wanted a free mind to bring my innovations on board.
Okay.
And although I was very lucky to have my first head teacher, was very interested in some of my innovations, and he would tell me, if you go ahead, I think this idea is good. But with the general distance, people were looking at me as if I'm weird. Why is everybody thinking like this and you alone thinking like that?
You are so weird.
I said, oh no, we should not teach the children only for exams.
Yeah.
They should be made fit for the society.
Okay. So you had a feeling that when you go to Liberia, you will explore and you do wonderful things. This was all how you were feeling.
Exactly. And I was lucky to have gone there and got the chance to teach in the most prestigious high school at that time.
Okay.
In 79, the College of West Africa. It was attended by a certain class of people.
Okay.
And they were very old and experienced teachers over there.
Okay.
And I like challenge.
Okay.
When I went there, and I went there to teach English language and literature.
Okay.
I started making some innovations which some of my colleagues did not take lightly because they think I was too young to come and make changes that they didn't make.
Okay.
One teacher even told me that by just 26 years old, you were not born when I started teaching. So what are you trying to say? I said, oh, if you can write well, expository writing, it includes also your cultural background. So I don't believe you should be taking all these American books seriously. So I changed one.
You shouldn't be taking all the American books seriously.
So I changed and brought in The African Time by Cameron Lai on the premise that Cameron Lai was from Guinea and he shared the same border with them. And there are Mandingos in Guinea and Mandingos in Liberia. So the culture crosses. There are Peles there, there are Peles in Liberia too. So I forced to bring it. And my students like it because
so you were introducing the African thing into the school system. Because the school system too was too American.
Too American. You are talking about the Kiowas and this, that. And how do you know about your own people? The president of the school, Reverend Siedo himself, didn't joke with me. And the bishop too. They always call me my son. They hardly mention my name. Said, oh, my son is hardworking. Oh, my son is bold. He can do this. You see, so that encouraged me to do my best. You see. But it was after my teaching exploits in Liberia that I started to research in the herbs more. Because I started discussing with other people to see whether some of the herbs we use in Ghana runs through West Africa. And I found it to be true. And even some of the beliefs, like what I'm saying, that the thing they do at the shrine, like they will put a belt around your waist and then you will not bring forth and all those things. But others who did not believe in Africanism were seeing those things as fetish and very bad. But I was gravitating toward those things more. I think my PTA chairman even one day came to my house and told me that, my boy, you are thinking higher than your age. You have a gift of God. You must use it.
Now, up till now, with all your studies, do you condemn witchcraft? Do you condemn witchcraft or you don't condemn it?
I have not seen it as an art and a science.
It's an art
and a science. Something that can be harnessed to do something positive. Because I don't think Isaac Newton was the only person who sat under a tree and saw a fruit dropping. And got the idea of bringing the force of gravity. But over here, we always put bad names on things, like give a dog a bad name and hang it.
So, what sort of sickness do you normally treat? Like, because there are some certain sicknesses that are probably just in your fingertips like that, and it is not a major thing for you.
Funnily enough, the sicknesses that people are scared of most are the ones I treat with ease. Like stroke, fibroids, cancer. In fact, I even think cancer is being used by the West for business. I don't think it's a serious sickness like they are making us to believe. Because cancer is just a continuous inflammation which cannot be controlled. And
so you do fibroid, you do cancer, you do, what do you say again?
Stroke. And then because I was into sports, I'm also very much interested in treating pains.
Zo TV Talking Points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned.